mentioned and talked about, the special deal at camp meeting since I'm here is that I'm going to give you 20 of the worksheets for each letter to go along with the purchase of the DVDs. So if you've enjoyed the videos that have been done, this is $30, then I'll throw in all the worksheets. So we did have someone take advantage of that. That will be a real blessing to a church, to a neighborhood community. Any of you who want a book, probably Thursday or Friday. I think I have 40 or 60 left. I don't want to take them home. I want you to bless someone with it, okay? You have a friend, a neighbor, say, here, I got a book at camp meeting. It's changed my life. For those of you that are here, I have a special gift for you for participating. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I think it's something that you can put in your Bible and remember this moment. This exercise activity time that we're going to do is something that I thought about a year ago, and I said, everyone knows they should exercise or move or the accumulation of activities in the day. So you do not have to, and I was a director of a retirement community, so I encourage them to think like this. You do not have to set aside time when you get to a certain age to say, I am going to run for an hour. I am going to work out for 45 minutes, get my heart rate up. When you get to a certain age, that's probably not possible. If it is, great. But I want you to think about it as an accumulation of activity. Walking the dog, going to the mailbox, going into your kitchen and taking cans off the shelf, and just moving. There are exercises you can do in bed before you get up. Stretching, warm up. Get in your chair and go, I better get right back up. Get down in your chair and go right back up. Some of you get down in your chair and you're in your chair for a little bit. All right? And I understand that because I was blessed to work at a retirement community. But I want you to think about this activity presentation. It's designed for all ages, 9 to 90. And if someone here who's 91, I still want you to do this because I believe you can. Don't do it to the degree that he's doing it if you can't. I will be shooting video and pictures because my administrative director said, okay, Ken, I'm going to let you produce this video. We've never done this before. This should be really interesting. But the only group that's ever done it are 12 people in Ireland. They had some feedback. So on your survey at the end of this Creation Health presentation on Friday, I want you to remember how this felt, what you thought of it. What would you do differently? If you think I'm crazy adding an exercise video into an activity presentation, I want to know those things. That's important because we may package this and give it to the global church and the faith community for people to be able to just plug and play and teach people proper form. Teach them about stretching, teach them about warm-up, teach them about some movements that cover the whole body that anyone can do. If you have a seminar personal study guide, we use that book as the weight. Why? Because everybody in our studies usually have one in the small group. If you do not have a seminar personal study guide, feel free to use whatever you have near you. I wouldn't use a chair, but you can also just do what? Use your own weight. Just lift the air. But you do this 20 or 30 times, you're going to be tired. So you can just do that. So you're going to see all these amazing things that are going to take place. But here's what I'm going to do. We're not going to start with the exercise video. Why? Because I don't want you sitting sweaty in the rest of the presentation. Is that kind of me? So we're going to watch the video, do the worksheets, do the bonus questions, get the prizes out. I'm going to do a short devotional, and then we're going to jump into Movement is Life. And then you can leave sweaty and do whatever it is you do at 11 o'clock. But I think you will be a little sweaty, even though it isn't as hot as it is in some places where we do this. All right? So, we are on activity, the synopsis, and then we'll pray. Activity includes physical and mental conditioning. So here's our goal today. I want you to think of being active in your mind, being active in your body, and being active in your spirit. And that is a holistic way of doing exercise. Let us pray. Gracious Heavenly Father, thank you so much for our bodies. Thank you that you designed them to move. May those here be blessed by movement is life. It's an incredible blessing that we have to just walk into this room, to just be able to study creation health from the perspective of the Creator. Thank you for the time that we have to be together this morning. May it be enjoyable. May no one here push their limits. May we be safe. May we have a lot of fun. We ask your blessing upon these people here and those who could not make it, and thank you for the dedication of this conference to have a camp meeting. I ask these things in your name, amen. Okay, so what comes after the synopsis? We're on 3 or 4 of these. Well, video, okay. Well, we got to get to our scripture verse, right? God's desire for us. So you know the scripture, Colossians 3:23 through 24. Whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord, and not for men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the inheritance as your reward. So let us jump in to an exciting DVD. Remember your worksheet. You're going to have some questions. All the answers come from the DVD. And then listen closely. We've got bonus questions for prizes.
We were created to move. And when we do, it's a remarkable thing because we are powerful, beautiful, and graceful. For we are gracefully and wonderfully made. But physical activity isn't just for the pros, it's for all of us. It's for anyone who wants to feel fully alive and thoroughly happy. Activity is the rhythm of life. Activity is the fountain of youth. And exercising our bodies and minds slows the effects of aging and keeps us young at heart, unlocking life's greatest pleasures. During this Creation Health presentation on activity, we'll hear about the physical and mental benefits of activity. You'll learn how you can have more energy and less stress. Do you want to feel more fully alive? Then let's join Dr. George Guthrie as he reveals some easy ways for us to work our bodies and minds so we can enjoy lifelong health and happiness.
Movement is life. As Kenneth Cooper likes to say, it's easier to maintain your health than regain it. He's absolutely right. Activity activates growth processes in our body and mind that keep us young mentally and physically. The good news is that recent research suggests we don't have to spend countless hours in the gym to become healthy and fit. And some of the most exciting studies deal with the effect of activity on the brain. The bottom line is that if you want to be dynamic, have more energy, and feel more alive, then you have to start moving because motion has life-sustaining benefits. Let's continue this Creation Health presentation on activity by looking at some landmark research involving the mind. The adult brain can actually grow in response to regular demands placed on it. Until recently, we thought this impossible. As it turns out, exercising the mind is much like exercising the body. Just as physical activity keeps our bodies fit, mental activity keeps our brains fit. In fact, mental activity actually changes the brain's structure. In one study, the hippocampal area in the brains of London taxi drivers was measured with an MRI. The hippocampus is the part of the brain involved with memory. The results showed that persons with intensive spatial training, such as taxi drivers, had more hippocampal gray matter than other normal people. This part of the brain was enlarged in the taxi drivers because they used it extensively every day. Mental activity optimizes brain performance. But the opposite is also true. Unused brain cells die. Use it or lose it seems to be one of life's immutable laws. So what's our takeaway from all of this? It's important to regularly exercise our brain in order to build a better, stronger mind. Brain-building exercises include doing puzzles, learning new languages, increasing your vocabulary, and even practicing a task with your non-dominant hand. Learning any new physical skill such as snowboarding, snorkeling, or even driving a car with a stick shift also exercises brain cells. One of my favorite ways to keep my mind fit and growing is to read the Bible. I'm not talking about just reading the words, I'm talking about reading to understand and apply what's being taught, to wrestle with the divinely inspired truth to see how it applies to my life today. Take time to memorize a Bible text every now and then. Reading the Bible and memorizing scriptures are some of the best brain-building exercises. In order to keep our brains active, it's important that it gets the right fuel at the right time. You may think we're getting a little off track here as we talk about how certain nutrients affect our brains, but bear with me. The key role nutrition plays is a vital part of our discussion on activity and is worth reviewing here. For effective mental activity, your brain needs a steady supply of glucose, its primary fuel source. The best way to get this is to start each day with a healthy breakfast. It is important for learning, memory, and physical well-being in children and adults. Scientists have discovered that breakfast eaters demonstrate more efficient problem solving, have increased verbal fluency, have an improved attention span, and school children who eat breakfast showed better attitudes and grades. The best breakfast is one that has foods with a low glycemic index. If that's a new term for you, the glycemic index is a measure of just how quickly carbohydrates are absorbed into our body and converted to blood sugar. Scientists measure how fast and high 100 grams of plain sugar or 100 grams of plain white bread raise the blood sugar in the body. These foods are used as a standard and represent 100%. Other foods are then compared to the standard and given a percentage rating. Broccoli or spinach would have a low glycemic index rating, while soda, French fries, or ice cream would have higher ratings. In general, we can say that the lower the glycemic index, the better a food is for our bodies and our brains. It is better when energy comes into our body slowly, over time, rather than rushing in like a tidal wave. It's much easier to handle, and it's healthier too. Let's get back to the breakfast experience. Even though bowls of oatmeal and sugary cereals have a similar number of carbohydrates, they have different glycemic index measures. The sugary cereal gets into your body quickly, peaking sugar levels, and then drops dramatically after about 2 hours. This releases hormones that negatively affect your mood, concentration, and memory, as well as making it easier to gain weight. Oatmeal, however, is absorbed more slowly, giving you a slow rise in blood sugar. That really choose to eat about 30% fewer calories throughout the rest of the day. This makes it easier to keep a person's weight where it should be. So get healthier by simply beginning the day with breakfast, preferably one with a low glycemic index. When choosing your food, remember this basic principle. The closer our food is to the way God made it, the healthier it will be. We've talked about optimizing our brain through mental activity and fueling it regularly with a steady stream of energy. But your brain needs more to function optimally. It requires large amounts of oxygen. Physical activity provides the brain with extra oxygen. It shouldn't surprise you to learn that older individuals who exercised scored higher on intelligence tests than more sedentary people of the same age. And they were able to complete the tasks faster too. In another study, we discovered that after exercising, elderly subjects had a greater improvement in 6 of 8 measures of cognitive or brain functioning. Research shows children who take time for daily physical activity perform better in reading, language, and on test taking. Physically active college students also score better on tests and exhibit better short-term memory than inactive students. When you exercise your body, you're not just helping your heart, lungs, and muscles, you're helping your brain too. Let's summarize what we've learned about the mind. The brain grows in response to regular mental activities. We fuel our brains with glucose starting each day with a low glycemic breakfast. And then we flood our brains with oxygen through a variety of physical activities. Altogether, these things will optimize your brain performance, quickly improving your mood, emotions, and body. It all adds up to a big boost for your health. We've explored building a stronger mind. Now let's talk about building a stronger body. What do you picture when you hear the term strength training? Bulky muscles, countless hours in the gym, diet shakes, expensive supplements? You don't have to go to a gym to enjoy the benefits of strength training. By committing only minutes a week, you can have many of the benefits. You probably already know that strength training reduces symptoms associated with diabetes, arthritis, osteoporosis, and even depression. Science is finding more and more evidence each year proving that strength training is vital to a longer, healthier life. Some researchers say strength training is the best anti-aging strategy we have. Consider this research by Miriam Nelson. The results were published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. After strength training twice weekly for a year, women's bodies were physically 15 to 20 years more youthful. In this study, they didn't use drugs. Women regained bone. They became stronger in most cases, even stronger than when they were younger. And their flexibility and balance improved. Get this, without changing what they ate, they became leaner and trimmer and 27% more active. These benefits apply to men as well. You have significant control over your health. You have the power to improve it. Here's something to think about. It is estimated that 1/3 of the heart attacks among middle-aged women in the United States are attributed to physical inactivity. Think of it this way. Picture a row of dominoes set up on end. The first domino is muscle mass, which is closely linked to strength training. A loss of muscle mass starts with the fall of the first domino. What follows is system-wide failure, the domino effect. But then consider this. If you start incorporating strength training into your life only twice a week, guess what happens? You can reverse the domino effect. When the first domino stands up strong, the others rise to join it. That's how much power you have. Do 8 to 10 slow, dynamic strength training exercises involving each of your major muscle groups. You don't need very heavy weights. Often, 1 or 2 pounds is enough when starting. Use enough of resistance to slowly do 8 to 12 repetitions to near fatigue. That is, just a little bit of burn on just the last repetition. You actually get more benefit from slowly lowering the weight than from the lifting. If the muscle burns earlier, you're using too much weight. If you're older and more frail, do 10 to 15 repetitions with less weight. After a couple of weeks, you will find it gets easier and you'll want to increase the weights slightly. Do a minimum of 1 set for each muscle group. 2 sets are better. Do this at least twice a week. You could get help from a personal trainer or visit the website of the American College of Sports Medicine, or purchase a copy of Miriam Nelson's book, Strong Women Stay Young. It's easy to do these strength training exercises at home. To reverse the aging process, to feel younger and to be more energetic and healthy, start now. Make a decision to get started, accept no excuses, just do it. Why? It's estimated 250,000 deaths a year in the United States are attributed to a lack of regular physical activity. That's roughly the same number of people that live in the city of Birmingham, Alabama. To put it another way, if people simply started exercising, 250,000 lives could be saved each year. There's another type of exercise that's critical to good health as well: cardiovascular exercise. While strength training focuses on making muscles stronger, cardiovascular exercise focuses on strengthening the system that delivers energy and oxygen to the muscles. This occurs when a person exercises enough to make the heart, lungs, and blood vessels stretch to supply enough oxygen to keep the muscles going. This means that the breathing is deeper and more rapid, that the heart rate goes up, and the blood vessels open up to let more blood through to the muscles. Cardiovascular exercise protects against the debilitating diseases of coronary heart disease and cancer. It decreases inflammation in the body, and just like muscle strengthening exercise, improves insulin sensitivity, helping to avoid diabetes. Many people think they have to spend hours running, walking, or jogging to be healthy, but it's not true. In 2007, the American College of Sports Medicine and the Centers for Disease Control jointly issued national guidelines for physical activity, stating that adults should accumulate 30 minutes or more of moderate intensity physical activity daily. Let's focus on two important terms from that sentence. Number one, accumulate. This means you can break up your activity into 3 10-minute segments or into 2 15-minute sessions, if it works better for you. When researchers evaluated 2 groups of people, one group exercising continuously for 30 minutes and the other exercising 3 separate times, 10 minutes each, they found that the multiple short bouts of exercise produced the same improvement in fitness level. The second term is moderate intensity. Moderate intensity is exercising at a level that burns about 200 calories a day, or is equivalent to walking a mile in about 20 minutes. That's not too fast. Another way to measure this is with the talk test. Here's how that works. If you're walking and you have to take a breath 2 or 3 times in the middle of a sentence, then you're going at about the right intensity. A person could easily experience the protective benefits of physical activity by walking 15 minutes each morning and evening. Isn't it good to discover that any regular, moderate exercise is going to be beneficial? Start today accumulating 30 minutes of moderate activity. This might be a mix of several things: a 10-minute walk, mowing the lawn, washing the car, or even playing with your children. These little lifestyle changes help to keep us young in body and mind and help to reverse the domino effect of aging. Each of us chooses our own lifestyle. Not deciding is deciding. I suggest that you choose what makes you fully alive and keeps you active, both physically and mentally.
So there we have it. There's no magic pill or special secret. According to Dr. Kenneth Cooper, we do not stop exercising because we grow old. We grow old because we stop exercising. You can reverse the aging process and have a younger and healthier body. Start with these 3 steps. Strength train twice a week, accumulate 30 minutes of moderate physical exercise each day, and exercise your brain. Follow this plan, you'll look younger, feel better, and have more energy. But most of all, you'll enjoy living and have more time with the ones you love. That's creation health.
Okay, so our worksheets, those answers I'm sure you have. Number 1, let's read the question together. Exercising our blank and blank slows the effects of aging. You said the body, and the mind. So exercising our bodies and mind slows the effects of aging. Very good. Number 2, start each day with a healthy. How many of you did that? I did as well. Food is healthiest the way. Very good. The brain needs what to function optimally? Okay, number 5, are you ready? Build a strong body and enjoy the blank of strength training. Benefits. I'm going to ask a question here because I think this is important. How many of you do some sort of cardiovascular exercise? Just walking. Okay? How many of you do the strength training? Yeah. I want you to get from this presentation that when you get to a certain age, strength training is almost more important than cardiovascular exercise. I'm not going to be able to talk about that at great length because we're going to exercise. But strength training, I've learned as I've done research for this presentation and talked to exercise physiologists and work at Florida Hospital. Strength training is what I want you to start. And we'll talk about that more if you want to personally. But that is where people are saying after 40, this gentleman does strength training. I can show you fact and research that that's the most important. Keep walking, absolutely, but start doing this. Why? Because you're moving. Movement is life. So I can't say that enough because that's something that I've learned in the past year being at Florida Hospital. Strength training. Think of that as number 1, cardiovascular, 1A, 1B. So the benefits are correct. So bonus question. Make sure you don't give out the answer. I've got a journal, a bag, and a cup. I know there's a fancy name for that. I don't know what it is. But the person who wants to answer this question is Carly or Carl Mansky. All right, are you here? Wonderful. Okay, I need you to stand up so we can embarrass you thoroughly. Okay. What? Carlisle. Carla. I just can't see if that's an A or an E, so I apologize. Carla Mansky. Here we go. What can change the brain's structure? Woo! She's amazing. Very good. Awesome. Congratulations. Come on up and choose a cup, a journal, or a bag, or a Minnesota Twin Cities hat. It's still here. No one's taken it for some reason. All right, here we go. Next question, when strength training, do you get more benefits from lifting weights or slowly lowering the weight? Person who's going to give me the answer is Nancy Sydow. All right, Nancy, lifting or slowly lowering? That's correct. Very good. Now, how many of you slowly lower your weight, or are you just trying to build that muscle? It's just as important to drop that weight slowly, right? The bag, and that's the journal. You want to see the journal?
Sure.
Or you can take the bag. It's totally up to you. Just wanted to show you that. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I want to get you into a spiritual zone, kind of like, let's call this a devotional time before we exercise. I spoke with Des Cummings, who authored your book, probably about 3 weeks ago, and he has added a little, I guess you would say, an additional benefit to the activity presentation as it's going to be presented to Florida Hospital employees. And I love this, so I stole it, kind of, I borrowed it. I put it in the presentation. He said, absolutely, you can do this, because this is the direction we're going to go. As you consider extending the healing ministry of Christ through the principles of creation health, you automatically connect activity to what? To exercise. Everyone says it's exercise, and that's what the video was a lot about. But now we've also talked about what? The mental activity. So you have the mental, you have the physical, but this is a very interesting twist. And I don't want you to miss this, because this has changed my presentation on activity as we kick it off. It used to just kick off where I'd tell you all about exercise. But look at this. Activity is about being made for good work. So in the original perfect creation, humans had fulfilling purposes, right? The procreation of family and stewardship of the earth. It was a joyful following of God's will that perfectly felt natural. But rebellion against God changed good work into what? Hard labor. Des Cummings continues. Then Jesus redeemed the human race and restored meaning to human activity. He did not design us to be sedentary, but to build relationships, organize and educate for productivity, offer healing, serve humanity, and build the kingdom of God. So in the Garden of Creation, we were made for what? Good work. Sin, death entered the world, and what happened? It became hard labor. So the men, it says in Scripture, had to do what? Had to what? Basically farm, till the soil, and women had what? Pain in childbearing. So good work became hard, difficult labor. So look at this picture. God's ways are a perfect blend of purpose, of activity, prompted by His love. Because human beings are created in His image, they are empowered to be purposefully active. Now, I love this picture, but there's no water coming out of that thing if you're looking there. I know some of you are like, is there water? No, there's really no water. It's definitely posed. But I love that picture. Dad's in the background, the creation, they're taking care of the garden as a family. That is perfect activity. That is purposeful activity. That is exercise. So Psalm 51:10 says, and David says, God, make a fresh start in me, shape a Genesis week from the chaos of my life. Make a Genesis week from the chaos of my life. Des Cummings says, through it all, God works through us to recreate goodness and redemption in all our activity. We have been commissioned to get active and go into all the world and do what? Do God's work. Share the good news. And when He promised the Creator returns, He will say to us, well done. Meaning what? You have engaged in the best activity. It is the echo of the original good work from the garden. Aristotle says it this way: the quality of life is determined by its activities. So I have a humorous slide coming up to lead into Movement is Life. I found it and went, that is perfect. So what fits your busy schedule better? Exercising 1 hour a day or being dead 24 hours a day? There you go. So, here's what we're going to do. Creation Health is all about life, it's all about wellness, it's all about balance, it's all about joy, and it's about longevity. Movement is life. And the fun begins. Need you to stand up, if you can. Stand up, push your chairs underneath the table. But you are going to use the chair at times, but for those of you who can do this, if you are getting lightheaded, please sit down, raise your hand. I'm not an EMT, but I will certainly come and help. Make sure you are arms width apart from your neighbor. So what you may want to do, you see all this awesome space over here? If you are able, mobile, and willing, I would come over here because the video's the same video. Come on over here if you are able, willing, and mobile. These chairs are all pushed under. This is going to be a terrific place to do this. You do not want to knock out your neighbor. I can guarantee you will be doing this. Okay? So if you come by and tap someone, you are too close. All right? Plus, this makes for great pictures. Everyone comfortable? Okay, the gentleman here works at the Florida Hospital Health Fitness Center. Good friend of mine. He's brilliant at explaining how to do the exercise, which is the most important part of this, is I want you to leave knowing form. Proper form is everything with exercise. Okay? Y'all ready? This is going to be fun. Movement is life. Take one.
Welcome to your movement session. Hi, my name is Todd, and I'm going to be your coach today. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm excited to work with you. Now that you've learned a little bit about what it means to be healthy and active and why it's so important, let's get started. Before we begin, you're going to need a few things. Grab your Creation Health Personal Study Guide. This is going to be our weight today. It weighs about 3 pounds. And you'll need a towel to provide some resistance and for our stretching. And you can use a chair for support if needed. Now before we start, remember a few key things. Please choose only those movements that are comfortable for you to do. Don't go beyond your limits. It's okay to challenge yourself, but never to the point of pain. If you feel dizzy or lightheaded or experience any unusual discomfort or pain, please stop and rest and seek help if necessary. Are you ready? Let's get started with our warm-up. Okay, let's get into our warm-up. Start by walking in place. Just a nice, easy, rhythmic movement. Remember, your warm-up should be about 3 to 5 minutes of whole body movement. Now your warm-up can be some targeted movements, or it can be just a lighter intensity of something that you plan to do, like walking, cycling, or swimming. Now this is different than stretching, which usually comes after your workout, when the body's nice and warm. We're going to be doing a little bit of that later. Remember, the purpose of your warm-up is to get the body ready for more vigorous activity and exercise. Now, in our movement session today, we're going to be doing some strength training exercises. Strength training, or resistance training, is designed to move the major muscles of the body and to tone and strengthen and develop those muscles. So we need to provide some form of resistance to those working muscles. That's where our Creation Health Study Guide is going to come in handy, along with our towel and our own body weight. I'm going to show you some simple, easy, and effective exercises you can do to work out your whole body. Now, some of you may need more resistance, but for today, let's use those props that we have and move our whole body. Now, I've found that when we're going to do some strength training exercise, it's helpful to do some targeted moves to warm up those muscles that we're going to be using in our workout. So let's get started at the top with some gentle neck rolls to finish our warm-up. Stand with your feet hip width apart. Tilt your chin down and roll your ear towards your shoulder. Back to the center and over to the other side. Breathe as you go. Inhale and exhale. Move through a pain-free range of motion. One more, and back to center. Lift your head and roll the shoulders back. We're going to start to warm up those shoulders. Gentle shoulder circles, lifting and rolling to the back. Great job. Now let's take the arms up and back in a big arm circle. Continuing to warm up the arms, chest, shoulders, and back. Pause right in the front. Now cross those hands in front, open them up, and squeeze them to the back. Now you're warming up the chest and the back muscles. Take as much time as you need to warm up. Today we're going to move through a few movements to get you started. Pause, bring your hands in right over your shoulders. Now reach up through the rib cage, side to side. Great job. Feel that stretch. Keep breathing, keep moving. Inhale, exhale. Fantastic. Now bring your arms down and out to the side and twist. Now we're moving into the torso, the middle of the body. Some of those rotator muscles, abdominals, and hip muscles. Nice, easy, gentle moves. A full range of motion. Great job. Put your hands on your hips and rotate. We call this one the hula. Gentle circles, warming up the hips and legs, and reverse direction. Make it as big and easy and free as you can. A full range of motion. Don't forget to keep breathing. Fantastic. Now bring your feet underneath. Next, let's take it into a front kick. Kick the foot out, left and right. Now we're warming up those front leg muscles. If you want to add an arm movement, go ahead. You can push the arms out in front or overhead to engage more muscles and get that heart rate up and get the body warmed up. Great job. Now let's take it into a heel lift. Same thing here, add an arm movement to engage more muscles and get the body warmed up. Or just keep going with your legs. Let's finish with our march in place. Great job on your warm-up. Now you're ready for those strength training exercises. This move is called the squat. This is a great functional exercise. In other words, it's how we move every day, and it's going to strengthen those legs and hips. To start your squat, stand with your feet slightly wider than hip width. Lift the chest, roll the shoulders back, and gently draw in at the belly and brace your core. That's your ab muscles. Start the movement by pushing your hips backwards behind you, and as you bend the hips and knees, lower down and press up. Now remember, we're going to do 8 repetitions of each exercise. Your goal is to do 8 to 12 repetitions of each movement with a resistance that's going to challenge you a little bit. Let's start our squats. Great job. Now you don't need to come all the way down. Even part of the way down is effective and is going to strengthen those muscles. Great job. Hold right there. Now, if you need a little bit of support, use your chair. Position yourself in front of the chair in that same stance, and as you squat down and back, aim for the chair and press up. If you need a little bit more support, reach back, hold on to the handles, and push. Remember, 8 to 12 repetitions of each exercise. Once you've mastered the squat, you can add more sets or resistance. Great job on your squats. This exercise is called the side leg lift. This movement is designed to strengthen the muscles of the side of the body. So important for those everyday movements that we need. You're going to start this movement with the help of a little bit of support, the chair or a wall or tabletop. Today, let's use our chair. Position yourself behind the chair. Stand up nice and tall. Chest up, shoulders back, abdominals braced. Shift your weight to your left foot and squeeze your right ankle out to the side, just about 30 to 40 degrees off the floor. That's just about 12 to 18 inches off the floor. Remember, 8 to 12 repetitions on each side. When you're ready, reposition yourself. I'm just going to come around to the other side. You can just switch legs. Shift your weight to the other side, stand up tall, great posture, and squeeze that leg out to the side. Squeeze all the muscles of the leg to get the most out of your exercise. 8 to 12 repetitions, and you're done. Great job, everyone. That was side leg lift. This exercise is called the push-up. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is a hard exercise to do for most people. But the push-up is a great exercise to strengthen the entire upper body, as well as our core muscles. So I want to show you an easy way that you can get started by using a wall. Imagine we had a wall right here out in front of us. Place your hands chest height with your palms up against the wall. Step back just a little bit so you have a little bit of forward lean in your body. You can even go up onto your toes to make it a little bit more challenging. As you start the movement, bend at the elbows and lower your chest toward the wall and push back. Bring your chest as close as you want to, or at least to 90 degrees, and push back. Inhale as you get ready, and when you're ready to push, exhale. Start off with 8 to 12 repetitions. As you get stronger, you can modify your push-up by increasing the angle. If you have a support like a chair or tabletop or countertop, you can place your hands on the edge, make sure it's sturdy and it's not going to go anywhere. Back onto your toes, arms about chest height, bend the elbows down to about 90 degrees and push back. Do 8 to 12 repetitions with me, either on the wall, at your table, or on your chair. Brace the body and try to keep it in a straight line from your head down to your heels. Just a couple more. Breathe out and hold. Carefully stand. Great job, everyone. You can do it. That was the push-up. This exercise is called the bent row. This is a movement that's designed to strengthen the back muscles. Now, you will need a little bit of weight and resistance for this, so we're going to use our Creation Health Personal Study Guide. Pick up that book and grab it by the ends. To position yourself, stand tall, shoulders back, abs braced, and then push your chest forward as you push your hips back. Bend the knees and squeeze the legs tight. Let the weight or book hang down in front of you. Draw your elbows up to your rib cage and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Release and back to a stretch. Inhale as you get ready, and exhale as you squeeze that book up. Let's do 8 to 12 repetitions and focus in on those upper back muscles. It's so important to strengthen those back muscles for great posture and great core support. Just a couple more, and stop. Great job. That was bent row. This exercise is called the shoulder press. For this movement, we'll need some weight. So grab that Creation Health Personal Study Guide. Grab the ends and position it right in front of your chest. Stand up tall, shoulders back, chest lifted, and abdominals braced. Inhale, and as you exhale, press that weight overhead and back down. Stay strong in the body, and remember, 8 to 12 repetitions with a weight that's going to challenge you. Now, for some of you, you might need a little bit more weight. That's okay. Maybe one in each hand. Just give me a couple more. Last one. And hold. Great job, everyone. That was shoulder press. This exercise is called the bicep curl. You're going to need a little bit of weight for this one, so grab your Creation Health Personal Study Guide. Grab it by the sides and bring it down to your waist. Bring your elbows in close to your rib cage. Stand with great posture, chest lifted, shoulders back, abs braced. Start the movement by squeezing your biceps, bending the elbows, and bringing the weight up to your chest or chin height, and then release. Remember to exhale as you squeeze, inhale to start again. Remember to do 8 to 12 repetitions with a weight that's going to challenge you. You might need a little bit more weight for this one, maybe one in each hand. Just a few more repetitions. Last one, and hold. Great job. That was bicep curl. This exercise is called the triceps press. This is designed to strengthen the back of the upper arms. And I know we're all looking for exercises to do that. So grab your Creation Health Personal Study Guide for weight. Grab it by the sides. Bring the weight all the way up overhead with the elbows and the biceps close to the cheek. Bend the elbows, lower the weight behind the head. Exhale and press up. Maintain that great body position with chest tall, abs braced, and knees slightly bent. Go for 8 to 12 repetitions with a weight that's going to challenge you. Now, if you use handheld weights, you may use one in each hand or create a one weight in both hands. Just a couple more repetitions and hold. Lower that weight carefully. Great job, everyone. That was triceps press. This exercise is called the calf raise. It's designed to strengthen the lower leg. You'll need a little bit of support for this exercise, so use your chair. Lightly hold on with your fingertips. Turn and face your chair with your feet directly underneath your hips. To get ready, gently brace your abdominals. Lift that chest and pull shoulders back. Press up onto your toes and lower down to your heels. Now make sure when you're pressing up onto your toes that you stay on the inside of your foot. Think of pressing up onto the first and second toe. That's the big toe and the one next to it. Remember to do 8 to 12 repetitions and squeeze that lower leg and press it up. Just a couple more repetitions and you're there. Relax. Great job, everyone. That was calf raise. This exercise is called cross crawl, and it's one of my favorites. This movement is designed to strengthen the abdominals and also the rotator muscles in the core of the body. Now, this involves some balancing, so do the best you can, and I'll show you an option to do it with support. To start this movement, bring your arms up to 90 degrees, elbows up. You're going to take your left elbow and cross it over to your right knee. Squeeze together and release. And repeat on the other side. Remember to do 8 to 12 repetitions and squeeze in the middle and twist. It helps to breathe out forcefully as you squeeze and twist. Rotate from the chest and maintain that great posture. This is not only going to strengthen your abdominals, but it'll help you with balance and posture. Now, if you need a little bit of support, do this movement on one side. Hold on to your chair, lightly for support. Bring one side up, opposite elbow to knee. Crunch in and release. Crunch in and release. After 8 to 12 repetitions, repeat on the other side. Great job, everyone. That was cross crawl. Well, how do you feel? It feels great to work the whole body. Now you're ready for the cool down. Remember, the cool down is 3 to 5 minutes to bring the body back down to a resting state. This is a great time to stretch those warm muscles and do some deep breathing. You'll learn more about the benefits of a cool down in the next section, or refer to page 121 in your Creation Health Personal Study Guide. Let's get started. This stretch is called the hamstring stretch. It's designed to stretch the muscles of the back of the upper leg. Start by placing your foot out in front of you with your heel out and your toe up. Support yourself on your legs, keep your chest lifted, shoulders back, and abs engaged. Press your chest forward as you push your hips back and down. Come down to the point of tightness. When you feel that tension in the muscle, hold right there. Take a deep breath and exhale. And you may be able to stretch just a little bit further. Remember, spend 15 to 30 seconds on each stretch. Now, if you need a little bit of support, I'm going to show you how to do that with the chair in just a minute. Come on up and switch sides. Place the heel out, toe up, chest lifted, push the hips back and the chest forward. Support yourself as you need to. Take a deep breath and exhale. Hold that stretch, and hopefully you feel that muscle tension just melt away. Come on up. Let's try a seated stretch. Sit towards the front of your chair and place your foot out in front of you. Heel on the floor, toe up. Chest lifted, and push your chest forward. Hinge at the waist. Come down until you feel that tension in the muscle. Take a deep breath and let it out. Hold for 15 to 30 seconds and repeat on the other side. Great job. That was hamstring stretch. This stretch is called the quadricep stretch, or front thigh. For this stretch, use the chair for support. We're also going to use our towel if we need it. Stand facing the chair with great posture, chest up, shoulders back, abs braced. Shift your weight to one leg and bring the other foot off the floor in a heel lift. Now reach back and grab that foot, stand up nice and tall, and gently pull back on the foot. You should feel a stretch on your front thigh. Try to bring your knee right down next to the other one and stand up tall. Now I know, if you're having trouble reaching that foot, this is where the towel comes in. Take your towel and roll it up. Place it around your ankle and the hand behind you. Come into that stretch position. Now you've got extra reach. You can do this. Just a little bit of stretch on that front thigh is going to make a big difference. Take time, 15 to 30 seconds. When you're ready, switch sides. Stand up nice and tall. Draw that foot back and hold your stretch. Remember to keep breathing deeply, fully, and naturally. Inhale and exhale. That's going to help with your cool down, and it's going to help those muscles relax. Great job. That was quadricep stretch. This stretch is called the calf stretch. It's designed to stretch the muscles of the back of the lower leg. To start this stretch, position yourself in front of the chair, holding on for support. Take your leg and slide your foot back and press your heel flat to the floor. Stand up nice and tall with great posture. Hold that stretch for 15 to 30 seconds. This is a great stretch to stretch out behind the knee and down into the ankle. When you're ready, come on up and switch sides. Slide that foot back as far as you're comfortable and press the heel flat to the floor. Stand up nice and tall on those standing legs and hold that stretch. Take a deep breath and exhale. Always remember to breathe when you're doing your stretches. And it's so important to stretch every day when possible. When you're ready, come on up. Great job. That was the calf stretch. This stretch is called the hip stretch. Start in a seated position towards the front of your chair. Sit up nice and tall. Take your foot, and if this is comfortable and appropriate for you right now, place it over the opposite knee. you might feel a stretch right away in that hip. So important to stretch out those hip muscles. They get really tight, especially if we do a lot of sitting down. Lift up through the chest, take a deep breath in, exhale, and push your chest forward until you feel that stretch. Hold, take another deep breath, and exhale. Remember to hold for 15 to 30 seconds, breathing deeply, fully, and naturally to help that stretch. When you're ready, come on up and switch sides. Place the foot across the knee, sit up nice and tall, relax the shoulders, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, push the chest forward. Again, just move through a pain-free range of motion. Hold that stretch. On a scale of 0 to 10, your stretch should feel like about a 7 in terms of intensity. Take a deep breath and exhale. See if you can take it just a little bit further and relax. Come on up and release your foot. Great job. That was the hip stretch. This stretch is called the upper back stretch. Start the movement by interlocking the fingers out in front of you. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me a little bit better. Take a deep breath, inhale, and as you exhale, push the hands away from you and spread the shoulder blades apart and reach the shoulders forward. Let the head drop between the arms. Take another deep breath and exhale. When you're ready, slowly lift your head and release the arms. Remember, stay in that stretch as long as you need to feel that release and stretch between the shoulder blades. Great job. That was the upper back stretch. This stretch is called the chest stretch. Now there's a lot of muscles in the front of the body and the chest, so take your time with this stretch and try some different variations. Start by taking the arms open wide, palms to the front. Lift the chest and press the hands back. Take a deep breath and exhale. As you press the hands back, feel the stretch in the chest and the front of the shoulders. Now for a variation, interlock the fingers behind you, lift the chest, press the hands back and up, and press the shoulders back and open up the chest. Take a deep breath and exhale. Now if it's more comfortable, place your hands on the small of your back with your knuckles. Inhale, lift the chest, press the elbows back, and open the chest. Exhale. Remember to stretch for 15 to 30 seconds, and it's okay to do multiple repetitions of each stretch. Great job. That was the chest stretch. This stretch is for the shoulders. Start by taking your arm out in front of you and bring it across your body like a gate. Take your opposite arm and hook it underneath the elbow and squeeze it in towards your chest. This is going to stretch out the shoulder. Stand up tall. Try to relax the shoulders and drop down into the stretch. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, squeeze in and across. Hold that stretch for 15 to 30 seconds. Take a few more deep breaths if you need to. And when you're ready, repeat on the opposite side. Arm across the chest, hook it under, just behind the elbow. Take a deep breath, exhale, drop the shoulders, and stretch. This is a great stretch for the shoulders. Hold it out. One more deep breath. And relax. Release the stretch. Great job. That was the shoulder stretch. This next stretch is called the tricep stretch. It's designed to stretch the muscles of the back of the upper arm and into the shoulder. To start the movement, place your arm straight up in the air with your bicep close to your cheek. Bend at the elbow and place your hand behind your head. Reach up with the opposite hand behind the elbow and gently pull back and down. Stand up nice and tall, take a deep breath, and exhale. Now, if this is uncomfortable for you to do, try from the front. Place the hand on the tricep and gently push up and back. Another modification is to use your towel. Roll up your towel, place it in the hand you want to stretch, place that arm up and bend the elbow, just like we started. Now take the opposite hand, this time reach behind your back and gently pull down and back on that towel for a stretch on that upper arm, triceps and shoulders. Take a deep breath and exhale. Remember to hold for 15 to 30 seconds. When you're ready, switch sides. Place the towel on the opposite hand, arm up, bend the elbow, reach back with the opposite hand, gently pull back and down. Try to keep the bicep close to the head when you're stretching. That helps keep the triceps in a straight line. Now I know stretching can be uncomfortable, but take time to do it. It's worth it. Maintaining your flexibility can help keep you active and independent for a long time. Great job. That was the tricep stretch. Let's finish with some deep breathing. Place your feet wider than your hips. Take a deep breath, inhale, raise your arms overhead, and then exhale, deeply, fully, and naturally. Inhale, and exhale. Keep going. This is a great finish to your cool down and will help calm your body and your mind. Inhale and exhale. One more with me. And breathe out. Nice and slow. Excellent. Bring your feet in just a little bit. Now try this. Place one hand over your navel and the other hand on your chest. As you breathe, feel your belly expand and your chest remain still. Inhale and exhale. Now for more information on correct breathing, exhale, refer to page 51 in your Creation Health Personal Study Guide. Continue to breathe deeply for just a couple more minutes. Now remember, after your workout, you want to take time to cool down, stretch, and recover. Drink lots of water to replenish the body. And after a strength training workout, you want to make sure that you get a day of rest in between. That recovery is so important. That's when your body grows. We work hard and then we let our body rest to recover, adapt, and get better. So recovery is an important part of your workout. One more deep breath. And exhale. Great job. You did it. Thank you so much for being here. I've enjoyed coaching you through this workout, and I hope you enjoyed it too. And I hope you learned something that you can take and apply in your everyday life.
Let's do it at Trust. Let's do your exercise at Trust presentation tonight since people are leaving. Okay, everyone, thank you so much. Here's your gift for participating. Make sure you don't leave without it. We'll talk about this tonight after your shower. There you are. Enjoy that.